Some have taken the journey to greatness, the road to riches. Others want to be legendary. Some just want to be accepted. It seems real, though some may not think it's real. But the bottom line is this: Impact Wrestling, everybody is bound for glory. Hello, everybody. Now, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome to this Simplin Predictin wrestling video on Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory, the biggest pay-per-view of the year. This year, it'll be emanating from Chicago, Illinois, and we have a stacked card with legends, returns, big moments, and first-time matchups, and one match 2 years in the making, though it seems much longer than that based on the story. With that, let's get right into it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches on this card. Let's get into it. First match is what they're calling the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match, where the winner will get to challenge for any Impact Wrestling title of their choice. So far, we know there's going to be 20 participants, each one coming in intervals over minutes, and we figured out from yesterday's Impact Wrestling episode who will enter in first, who will enter in last. The first person will actually be Mahabali Shira, the last person, while the first person is going to be Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards is no stranger to conquering adversity and taking on challenges of all sorts. But I figured about the entire Impact roster and the fact that the entire roster could be in this match. Not to mention there's sure to be some surprise names too. Maybe Kylie Ray? I mean, she is involved in Prelude to Glory. So, I don't really know who to pick in this, because you literally only have 2 people. Shira's got the best bet. He enters in at number 20. The returning Mahabali Shira, more aggressive than ever, no more moving anymore. Eddie Edwards, though, he's deranged. This might be the moment Killer Cross finally gets a break, because he's still part of Impact Wrestling as well, and they haven't done nothing with him. And then I figured out everybody else and who could challenge for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. And as much as I would love people to work double duty, I don't think I'm going to see Tessa Blanchard in this. So, if I have to pick a name, just out of the blue, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards. I'm going to go with the odd man out, really. The one that you think cannot go, the distance and win it. I'm just going to go with Eddie Edwards for the win. Simple as that. Alright, moving on from there, let's go into a nice 3-on-3 tag showcase. It's Impact Wrestling versus Simplin. Interesting, considering who they're partners with. Anyway, it's the Rascals of Dez, Trey, and Wentz versus Dotner Wagner Jr., Taurus, and Aerostar. Some people you're very familiar with from the Mexican promotion AAA. I know Aerostar very well from Lucha Underground. I don't watch enough AAA to know the best of these, but I know this. When the Rascals are in 6-man tag matches, they work incredibly well together. They've had mixed fortunes in tag matches based on the type of duo they put in. If you remember all the way back from Slammiversary, for example, they came this close to winning the Impact Tag Team Championships before the North snuck in and took it. And that was a triple threat. We'll get into that later. But if I have to pick a winner in this match, I'm going to keep it simple and go with the team of my hometown boy right here from Toledo, Ohio. Good luck, Trey Miguel. I'm going with the Rascals for the win here. Moving on from there, let's talk about a true one-on-one dream match encounter. The Japanese legend Marufuji versus unbreakable Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin, of course, coming to Impact Wrestling all the way from New Japan Pro Wrestling, making a huge smashing debut, taking out the newly crowned Impact World Champion Brian Cage back at Rebellion. Later on, these two had an incredible hard-hitting affair down the road at Slammiversary, where Brian Cage retained via a wrestling move, a roll-up. Since then, Michael Elgin has been on just a tyrant of destruction, destroying everybody in his path, including but not limited to, most recently, Falaba and TJP. Go back, though, to September when they were in Mexico, and he calls out the Japanese legend Marufuji, talking about his legacy in New Japan, how he has been in the ring with the likes of the Best Battle Machine, Kenny Omega, how he has taken to the limit Kazuchika Okada. Marufuji is no stranger, though. He's done this to Tanahashi, to Kenta, to Okada. The list goes on and on. This is the first time ever Dream encountered. He says Marufuji has yet to feel my wrath. So here we are, first time ever Dream match. It could go either way. It's going to be a incredible hard-hitting bout. But I am actually going to go with the Japanese legend on this one. I am going to go with Marufuji on this. And we'll see what's next for Michael Elgin. Bottom line is this: he's happy in Impact Wrestling, he feels invigorated, and he loves what he does, according to recent interviews I've watched and read. So, either way, I'm sure it's going to be a fun match for both. Definitely not going to be soft hitting. Speaking of soft hitting, this is definitely not going to be that either. First time ever match, he's back. The most dangerous man on the planet. Imagine if they had the most dangerous woman on the planet first showing, but I digress. Ken Shamrock versus Moose. Moose has been on a tyrant to claim that he is Mr. Impact Wrestling. He has defeated all the legends, including but not limited to Rob Van Dam. By the way, all the ECW original legends, I feel it's pretty cool that they work in Impact Wrestling. Ken Shamrock, he's a guy with something to prove. He just wants to go out there and do what he loves, always be his best, and do what he wants to do for the fans. He talks about how lines have been blurred starting with him between wrestlers and MMA fighters, and how the two worlds can collide, and how you don't, belittle somebody going from, for example, MMA to WWE. He even respected and, backed up Ronda Rousey for her decision. But anyway, keep it short, sweet, and simple. I feel like Ken Shamrock here, he's going to have an incredible match. He wants to go as long as he can and as far as he can with this. He likes what he's doing in Impact Wrestling. It's a different atmosphere. This is going to be interesting. Moose, though, he did come off that win off RVD at Slammiversary. And he's already made it very personal going to Ken Shamrock's gym and even calling him out and cheap-shotting him, piping him basically, at a press conference. But I am actually going to go with Ken Shamrock on this one, actually. I feel like he's going to pull out a win here, and we'll see what's next for Moose and see how he reacts. And I feel like this is not going to be the last time we see Ken Shamrock in Impact Wrestling ring. Maybe a special showcasing, we'll see. Moving on from there, let's go into the Impact X Division Championship ladder match. The current champ, the Golden Standard now, I call him that, representing OVE, Ohio versus Everything, Jake Chris, versus Daga, Ace Austin. The last person, before I talk about the other person, was to be determined in a one-on-one match between Sabu and a member of the Desi Hit Squad. Apologies if I screw up the name. Raju Raji. However, after a table spot, and of course, Super Genie getting involved, both men were counted out. So it looked like neither man was going to go to Bound for Glory. Until an announcement was made later that both men are bound for glory. So now, this match is a six-way dance. It is Jake Chris versus Daga versus Ace Austin versus Sabu versus Rahit Raju versus Tessa Blanchard. You heard me right. Tessa Blanchard is going after the X Division Championship. After coming so close being number one contender for the top title in the promotion, going up against the Draw, Death Machine, Sami Callihan. We'll get more into that later. She finds herself on the outside looking in, and she found her way into this match, taking on OVE with partnering with Daga. She's taken on Jake Chris, Dave Chris, and even Madman Fulton. Madman Fulton has literally choked them the daylights out of her. This woman, though, she's building her own legacy, her own way. She wants to put Impact Wrestling on the map, and she wants to be the champ. And this is why I believe she's going to do it. This is her first stamp. Impact Wrestling is changing the idea of standard professional wrestling, really removing the stink of its past. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not bringing up names, factions, or anything. But I am going with Diamonds Are Forever, Tessa Blanchard for the win here, going on a very long title spree against controversial adversaries in matches, and eventually cashing in Option C to pursue the Impact World Championship. There's also a lot of familiarity here because, technically, if you don't know, Tessa Blanchard and members of OVE, including Jake Chris, they're actually good friends. Just YouTube Wrestling Circus, and you'll find Tessa Blanchard has faced this man one-on-one before, along with someone else we'll get into very soon. But with that being said, I am going with Tessa Blanchard becomes the new X Division champion. How's that for a first time ever in a moment? So, alright, so with that, let's go into our Impact Tag Team Championship match. It is a triple threat, once again. ECW legends Rob Van Dam and Rhino versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus the current champions, the North, comprising of Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. The North has gotten under everybody's skin since winning the titles from LAX. And they even beat LAX to the point that LAX defended their careers, and they lost and they left. Then they've been joshing with LAX entrances and stuff, come out with the flats, coming out to their music, which got under Conan's skin. Conan then brings in these two, these ECW legends, to get the better of them. Eventually Conan gets beaten up for a little bit, we get some joshing. He then calls out Willie Mack and Rich Swann, who have been very impressive as a tag team. He insulted them backstage, and now this match has been made into a triple threat match. But if you look at the last Impact, even Page playing mind games when there was a triple threat with one person from each team, and Rich Swann picked up the victory for his team here. You really wonder now if all these teams are going to be going after each other, or are the two going to team up against the champs, temporary alliances? The bottom line, do I see the North retaining, or do I see new champions crowned? Well, ECW Originals, Rhino and Robin Dam, they are no stranger to gold, but this would be the first time ever they would have tag team gold if that happens. Rich Swann and Willie Mack, though, have been an incredible tag team duo since coming to Impact Wrestling. And this is their first pursuit at these titles. And then the North, shout out to you, Cindy G, her favorites from Canada, they've been on a dominant run, doing anything possible to keep these titles. I feel like a change is going to happen here, though, and that's why I'm actually going to go with Rich Swann and Willie Mack become your new Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Alright, we got 2 matches left, the top 2 titles. Let's get right into them. Our next match is for the Impact Women's Championship. Laura Loca, Taya Valkyrie, who is now, I believe, the longest reigning Impact Wrestling Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion, versus, very interesting, has been on a huge role, being the likes of Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan, and making a statement against Taya Valkyrie. And we don't know if she's officially signed with Impact or is this a temporary thing. Remember Emma? It's all about her. Tennille Dashwood. Tennille Dashwood made her debut during a Mexican show where Taya Valkyrie basically defended her title successfully and has basically been gathering momentum ever since. She beat former Knockouts champion Madison Rayne, and she also beat Kiera Hogan multiple times, to the point these two have been tagging together to go up against Tennille Dashwood to no avail. And Tennille Dashwood even beat them in a triple threat. Tennille Dashwood, in my opinion, has got the most momentum. However, Taya Valkyrie, she has just been having everybody gunning after her, including but not limited to Havoc, Rosemary, Jordan Grace, you name it. She's being a who's who of the women's division. And she's even tried to build some strange alliances, including Rosemary. Yeah, how'd that work out? But with that being said, she has held this title. And it seems like she's going to keep holding on to it. And I don't know what the future holds for Tennille Dashwood. But if you want to make a moment, you got to think different. And I feel like Tennille Dashwood is going to sign with Impact Wrestling. I really do, even though she did show up in the Casino Battle Royale at All Out for AEW. I think right now AEW just needs to focus on their current women's division. They got a good crop of women on hand. And that's why I think Tennille Dashwood for the long run is going to work with Impact Wrestling. And I believe she's going to become the new Knockouts champion. I say there's going to be a title change. Tennille Dashwood becomes champ. Which brings us to our final match. He says it's 2 years in the making. This is when you blur the lines between fact and fiction. Real versus fake. The Machine, Brian Cage versus The Draw, The Death Machine, Sami Callihan. 2 years. 2 years ago, Sami Callihan debuted at Bound for Glory, and we got The Death Machine. If you look at this incredible promo where he got real with us on YouTube, and he talks about how he was signed with a major promotion, NXT, but they wanted to change him, make him something different. And then he worked for a little while with Lucha Underground and other various promotions like House of Glory. Now he's at Impact Wrestling, and he's become this Death Machine, this Sami Callihan that he didn't want to be. He just wanted to be accepted. He just wanted to be a professional wrestler. And then you have Brian Cage, who finally ascended to the mountaintop, beating Johnny Impact with some integrity, back at Rebellion, defending his title stiff against Michael Elgin, and Sami Callihan finally puts his foot down and becomes number 1 contender, beating Tessa Blanchard. Not once, but twice. After beating her at Summerversary in a showcase match of the year, and then beating her in number 1 contenders match at Unstoppable, I believe it was, or Unbreakable. Anyway, he's been wondering when he was going to get his title shot. And he runs down his entire career basically in Impact Wrestling, his biggest feuds, from Eddie Edwards to Pentagon to Rich Swann. He didn't bring up Tessa, though. And now we got Brian Cage. This man, I believe, can lead Impact Wrestling into the future. He calls Impact Wrestling Attitude Era. If you want the close fiend Attitude Era, this is it. And it's for this reason that I feel like finally, Sami Callihan, you will finally accept him, as he will become your new Impact World Heavyweight Wrestling champion. This is going to be a very extremely interesting pay-per-view, considering this is the pay-per-view that's going to be like start of the new era for Impact Wrestling, because come this Tuesday, they officially start going live for real with their actual Impact Wrestling shows on Access TV, which is slowly becoming, in my opinion, the alternative wrestling network. Now you got WOW, Women of Wrestling, you got Impact Wrestling, and you have New Japan Pro Wrestling. And rumors have it that maybe they might try and buy Ring of Honor, which would be great for both, even though I know in the past they tried with Sinclair Productions and it was like, nope, not going to happen. I would actually like to see more merging with Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling. They both have very unique rosters, but the sales aren't there, and neither is the exposure publicity. If both of them come together and on Access TV, that would be huge for both, and I wish the best for both. But with that being said, I'm looking extremely forward to Bound for Glory. I will be watching it live. I might even be reacting live. Stay tuned for more on that. But what are your thoughts on Bound for Glory? Who you think is destined to claim what they think is theirs? Who will keep what's theirs? Who will make their moment? Who will get all the glory? We'll find out soon enough. What other surprises await us, especially in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet? Funny thing, by the way, I wonder if Jessica Habak's still going to be involved in that, and will a face that she basically removed, but I guess was brought back to life, will come back. We haven't heard Hi nor Tail Su Young. Just saying. That being said, though, I'm done here, so let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your predictions for Bound for Glory? What do you hope happens for Bound for Glory? What do you expect from Bound for Glory? And what are you most excited to come from Impact Wrestling? Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Let me know your predictions and comments, any questions you have in the comments down below. If you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. So if you want to follow me and talk anything wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, support Independent Wrestling, folks. I'll be going to Independent Wrestling show next week. And, of course, the good brands of WWE, NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live, hashtag 205 Live Matters, with a little sold main event critiquing as well. Look me up on Twitter, nodq.com/Noah. Takes you to my Twitter page, or at mfoster1916. Follow my Simple YouTube channel here for all things wrestling. You'll get new content every week, including at the heart of it, hashtag 205 Live Matters. Everything in nice neat playlist for you. Predictions, recaps, simple takes, previews, you name it, it's there. It's wrestling. I'm approaching my 1 year anniversary, so stay tuned for a live version of my latest podcast, Silverman's Rant in Wrestling, and I'll be taking any questions you might have for me, wrestling or non-wrestling. Come to know me if you want. That will be next week, Saturday. Time pending. I'll have a reminder up soon. Also, thank you for everybody who has subscribed to my channel and joined me on this 1 year journey. It's been incredible just broadcasting myself as a simple fan of wrestling. Just sharing my thoughts, my passion, and love for wrestling. Simple as that. So thank you for over the 4,000 views and the 90 plus people that have subscribed to me so far. And support NotiQ, the reason I'm in YouTube to begin with. Forever indebted to NotiQ family. Recently celebrated my 1 year anniversary with them. Buy a shirt, buy something, make a friend, control virtue. NotiQ.com/merch. Follow NotiQ on social media platforms. Your opinions matter. Comment sections and everything. Polls, columns, memes, gifts, reviews, sexy female pics. You name it, it's there. It's wrestling. Shout out to Audrey Corbiel. Go follow his channel, Wrestling with Wrestling. He does a lot of great work. He also contributes to NoEQ. He did recently some great interviews and also some other previews for Bound for Glory, as well as his predictions as well. Let's see how well you do, Andre. Bring it, brother. And until the next video, as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling house, big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, thank you again for tuning in. As always, word of mouth is the best way to bring awareness to my channel and wrestling, because it's not about me, it's about wrestling. I just love talking about it. So please, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell to know when the next video will go live. Hit the subscribe button. Do it. Follow all my friends. Cleaver, Colin Andrew, Holiday, Christopher Mace, Aftermatch Wrestling, the lovely Cindy G. She has some incredible vlogs, as well as others on YouTube I can't think of right now. There's so many. The wrestling community is infinitely vast. From the Switch Babe to Real Honesty with John Ritlin to Fortune for Shooters to you name it. I can go on and on and on. Maybe I'll do like a shout out to all the YouTube channels that I really appreciate for their creativity. Hi Brian Zane, MPA Sensation, Jeff Meacham Talk Wrestling. Anyway, yeah, I'm done here. I've rambled enough. So with that, enjoy life, enjoy wrestling. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. And make a friend and come and find something that you will connect to. There's more options than ever. And stay tuned, by the way. I'll be doing more stuff for New Japan Pro Wrestling in the coming future, as well as AEW and 205 Live, and much more. And as always, like I say, support wrestling big and small. Let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. I can't reinforce that thought enough. So until next time, take care. And until tomorrow, we're bound for glory. Have a nice day.